Hey y'all, today is Tuesday, week 1 of my Mounjaro journey. I took my first injection Thursday. So, I am in my kitchen again, making breakfast. And I think it's the same thing that I had the last time I was recording in my kitchen. I've just got like a little handful of spinach here. I'm gonna let that wilt. Then I'm gonna put in 1 egg. I sprayed the pan with this before I put the spinach in, and then I sprayed the spinach with some of this. I don't know why I do that. In my mind, it helps it wilt down better. I don't know. And I've got 1 slice of bread that I'm going to pop in my toaster. And I have this Great Value brown sugar and cinnamon cream cheese. I'm just going to put a very small amount on the toast after she's toasted. Me reading the cream cheese like I can see that shit without these readers. This is 100 calories, 8 grams of fat, 6 carbs, 6 sugars, 4 of those added sugars, 1 gram of protein for 2 tablespoons. I'm not going to have nowhere near that. It smells good. We'll see. So, hopped on the scale this morning. If you all haven't seen any of my other videos, my weight loss journey slash struggles slash frustrations slash all those things, you may or may not know that I'm a daily weigher. I weigh myself every day, pretty much every day. And I got into the habit of that years ago when I was struggling with, I was having some issues with water retention, and my doctor had me to keep a food journal just to kind of see how different foods was causing my body to hold on to water weight, inflammation, and all those things. I'm not suggesting that anybody else do that. It's not a trigger for me. As far as like, I don't know if trigger is the right word. I mean, I guess it is. I hate that word though. It's so overused. Give it a break already. But if that triggers you, I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Let me just hold on. Get myself in trouble here on YouTube first thing this morning. Anyway, if it messes with your entire day to see what the number on the scale says, then stay off of it. It doesn't determine for myself how my day is going to go or not go. To me, it's just a measurement of, you know, how I might need to change something from one day to the next. For me, it's a big indicator of, okay, like, did I drink enough water over the past few days? How's things in the bathroom going? Did I eat something that's maybe causing me not to go? Maybe pull back on that, or, you know, just like that. There's all the cream cheese that I'm using. That might be a teaspoon, and it's because the toast was still warm. It just spread on there really good. You can just see there's not much on there at all. Okay. So, anyway. So today is Tuesday. Took my shop Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's day 5. And, after me just saying that the scale does not determine how my day is going to go, I was a little pissed off when I got on the scale today, but it's not going to determine how the rest of my day goes. I seen the number, processed it, and said, okay, now what? Now what do I need to do? Do I even need to do anything? Because, also if you've seen any of my videos, maybe you've heard me mention that I've always enjoyed lifting weights. I've not been consistent with that over the past, I don't know, well, a while. I lifted weights yesterday, and so that can cause some temporary fluid water retention, inflammation / fluctuation on the scale. Okay, so you have to be able to keep things like that in mind if you're going to weigh yourself on a regular basis. Don't let the scale be your only tool of measurement. Take pictures, get the tape measure out, pay attention to how your clothes are fitting, even things like your rings, which this one, don't go buy these kinds because these kinds stretch out. Your watch bands, just things like that. Even your shoes. But getting on the scale this morning for me kind of made me think about what I have and haven't done over the past few days. Like I said, I lifted weights yesterday. That's definitely going to play a role. But it made me realize that I've not been drinking my water as well as I normally do. Since having weight loss surgery in June of 2020, well, not June, because that first little bit after weight loss surgery, it's hard to get anything down, even water. So I'll say since 2020, by the end of, gearing towards the end of 2020, I have been on it with my water intake, y'all. 80 to 120 ounces of water every day. And I got into such a habit of that, that I didn't even feel the need to track my water anymore. And another thing that I have done since 2020 that I've not been doing is tracking my food. I feel like I need a break from that, a mental break from that. Not because it was doing any harm, so to speak, to my mental state of mind. To my state of mind. I'm taking a break from it just because I'm tired of doing it. I don't typically overeat. If I do have a day to where I would splurge or something, by the end of the week, it balances itself out. If you look at the big picture over the span of a week, I'm still under the calories that, a person my height, my size, would want or need to consume for that week. I just don't eat a lot. And so that's why I've said for so long, what's wrong with my body? Is my body just broke? Because I don't feel like I overeat. I don't feel like I, overconsume calories. But something is happening somewhere that I'm missing. I don't know what it is. Now, I've been dealing with some hormonal things, and I've been perimenopausal since, I think I was like 34, 35. So I was in that stage of menopause for a long time. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blame it all on the hormones, because look, your girl went on a drinking binge that lasted for like 10 years, okay? Now, that definitely played a role in some of the weight gain. But I'm going to sit down and have a talk about that weight gain prior to weight loss surgery, and just be completely transparent about what happened during that time frame. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that so you don't miss that video, and click the notification bell if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. But just checking in. Took all those rabbit trails to say I'm having breakfast. That's what my plate is looking like, and surprisingly, I have been hungry this week, and I don't typically eat breakfast. I'm not typically hungry in the mornings, but I think that might be just something to do with the transition of going from Saxenda to Mounjaro. Maybe the difference in the dosage. And now, recently, with my cycle of Saxenda, I wasn't on the full 3 milligram dose, because I was on Saxenda, and then I wasn't, and then I was again, and then I wasn't, because of the shortage and me not being able to get my hands on it. So this last time that I got my prescription for my Saxenda, it wasn't even a full script. I got 2 of the pens. My prescription was for 5. So I used those 2 pens on my 3 milligram dose, which is the highest dose on the Saxenda pen, I think. Yeah. And then months went by, and they got the rest of my prescription in, which was 3 pens. And so I started out on the lower dose because so much time had passed, and I didn't want, any stomach issues. And so I was like, if this is going to be a continued thing, I'm over it. So I would just take the shot. I think for that first pen, I did take it every day on the starting dose. And then for the other 2 pens, I was like, let me just take this every other day. And, just try not to feel like I need to take it at all. But I'm not trying to waste these pens either, So it was like hit or miss. But then the last pen, for the last 13 days until it was empty, I took it consecutively every day, and I seen a drop on the scale. So maybe I am consuming more calories than I realize. But I'm a very active person. I'm not a person, I weigh, 170 to 180, and I'm over here sitting on my ass weighing that. No, I'm up, I'm doing things. The only time I sit down is when me and my husband are watching a TV show in the evening, or whatever we might be watching on Netflix at that given time. And even then, I'm up and down, I'm just not a sedentary person. I don't have it in me to be. My average steps, not even trying to, I easily hit 8 to 10,000. And even when I went for all the pre-op appointments before weight loss surgery, you have to talk to a fitness instructor or therapist. I'm not sure what his title was now. I can't remember. He asked me, he said, I see you're wearing a Fitbit. What's your average steps per day? And I told him, I said, I average 10 to 11,000 steps. And he even took a double take. I was like, yeah, explain that to me. He's like, okay. He wrote it down. And I asked him that day, and y'all, this will forever be embedded in my brain, okay? I said, I have a question. I said, okay, I've not always been overweight. I'm not one of those people that's been overweight my whole life. And then here, you know, this is the last resort or whatever type of thing for me. I said, I used to, you know, weight train, and I was in shape. And given that, you know, that I have some knowledge of that, my question is, you know, here we sit and you're, you know, in the fitness field, and we're sitting in your gym that is connected to the weight loss surgery center, and I'm having this weight loss surgery, which massively, drastically cuts down my physical ability to consume food, energy, and they're telling me I need to work out. I'm like, explain that to me. How does one consume so little calories? Or no, that's not how I said it. I said, how does somebody exercise and have the energy to exercise after weight loss surgery? I said, that's the one thing with this that I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. He was at his desk, and he looked at me, and he looked around to make sure nobody else was in there, and he leaned into me and he said, you eat. Okay, I know this, you know, just because of, you know, just common sense, really. But yet, here I am, still going to have this surgery that's going to prevent me from eating, because I'm convinced, like I said, my body's broken. Nothing else has worked. So let's try this major surgery to see what happens. What happens? I end up right back at the same number, almost to the pound, on the scale that I got stuck at years before. And it wouldn't budge no matter what I did, naturally, on my own. I was plateaued at the same weight, working out, eating healthy, doing all the things, and I was at the same weight, and it wouldn't budge for, off the top of my head, 2.5 to 3 years. I got frustrated, and then some things started happening in my personal life that just sent me on a spiral, and that's when the drinking got worse, and the weight gain happened. Gained back all of the weight that I had lost. Also, if you didn't know, I lost 80 pounds on my own before. So, that was after growing some people in my body. I was in shape, and the weightlifting that I mentioned before was when I was younger, before kids. Yeah, I mean, big difference is the age of my body, but the science is still the same. That's what I should have said. But anyway, I've just had myself convinced for so long that since having kids and turning a certain age, well, actually, now that I think about it, I guess it all did start. The biggest part of my frustrations happened around when I was told I was perimenopausal. But again, is that me putting it all on the hormones? No. I'm just going to take my morning cocktail of vitamins and medications. Hold on. Water with a sugar-free melon packet in there. Okay, so something is off somewhere. My hormones, I know, are off, but at the same time, I just feel like if I'm exercising, if I am eating right, and I'm just naturally a person that gets up and moves around pretty much all day, except for, I lied. I do sit down first thing in the morning for my coffee time. It's a non-negotiable. I need that time for my brain to wake up, okay? If we're planning a trip and we're going somewhere and we're leaving at a certain time, look, I wake up earlier so that I have that time. Trust me, it's better for not only me, but everybody around me. It makes a difference in my life. But if I'm up and constantly moving around, doing this, doing that, and I'm that active, and I'm in a calorie deficit, what gives? And please don't say, oh, you're in starvation mode. I hate that word. I hate it. Show me a starving child somewhere, wherever they might be. I shouldn't say like other countries because they're starving children and adults here. Show me somebody that's actually starving and that is overweight. I know people say starvation mode, but I hate that word. I hate it. But you do you. You talk how you want to talk, but. And I know your body has a fight or flight mode, and that it'll hold on to things, feast famine type thing. I know all of that. But in my mind, I should still be losing weight because science is science. Energy in versus energy out. It should be working, but it's not. So, I don't know if, I don't have that much muscle mass naturally. I do have like places where I have fat that just don't seem to want to budge. And looking at, most of my family, it's a genetic thing, but that does not mean that it's impossible for me to at least improve those areas. I'm not buying into that either. So, weight loss surgery, it got me back to where I started. So I lost weight. I lost 80 pounds naturally on my own. Got frustrated because I got stuck for so long. Gained some weight. Had the weight loss surgery. The weight loss surgery brought me back to that starting point, is what I should say. Had a tummy tuck because I thought, I can't even really see what's happening under there with all this shit in the way. Meaning extra skin. I had the apron and just, it was bad. I've had 4 kids. So I thought, maybe just get that out of the way and I'll feel a little more motivated to be more consistent with my exercise. Now, when I say consistent with my exercise, I mean weightlifting. I do get other forms of exercise every day, but I should probably be more specific when I say that. So, that was my plan with that. The surgeon at the time, she told me that I could lose around 30 more pounds and it not mess up my tummy tuck. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. Because that's exactly where I want to be. So, let's do the damn thing. We did the damn thing. And I actually weigh more. No. As of this morning, I weigh 7 ounces less than I did the morning of my tummy tuck. So, there's that. Just realized that. But I got the shots to help with mainly the cravings that I've been having since I full-blown menopause. I had a sweet tooth when I was pregnant with my second daughter. I started craving sweets, and then it didn't stop. And when I lost the 80 pounds on my own before weight loss surgery, I broke myself of that need to have sweets. And then after not having them for so long, I stopped craving them. So then out of the blue, I start craving anything with sugar in it. I wanted it. And I was like, what the heck is going on? I started retaining water again. My face was staying swollen. I was like, okay, let me go get my blood work. It was past time for it. My doctor calls and says, look, I'm going to tell you right now why you feel like you're losing your mind. Because, girl, you are. You are full-blown menopause. Full-blown. So then we talked about the shots. I asked her for Saxenda because it was one that I kind of heard more about on YouTube. Just with the people that I follow on here. So she had, no, she didn't that day. She told me to let her do her research on that one, because that wasn't the one that she had been reading up on. Because she wasn't going to give me anything that she didn't know more about. So about a week passed. She called me. She said, okay, I've got your script called in at your pharmacy. Pick it up when you're ready. My insurance approved it. And it took my pharmacy, I'm going to say about 3 days to get it. No, y'all, I am telling you wrong. Another thing with menopause is brain fog. We tried Wegovy first. My insurance didn't approve it. So then, in the meantime, she was doing her research on the Saxenda. Then she called in the Saxenda after she read up on it and said, okay. Because I'm also type 2 diabetic, but this wasn't being prescribed for that reason. Just being transparent with y'all. And if you don't agree with that, then that's fine. You don't have to. If you don't agree with that, then don't inject yourself with it. That's all I can tell you. But anyway, that was in November of last year. Well, then everything went berserk with the shortages and all that. So I was not on Saxenda consistently because of the shortages. So she was just like, let's just try you on a once a week one. Let's do the Mounjaro, see how you do. And so that's how I ended up here. And I gotta say, I much prefer just doing a shot once a week versus every day. Because I bruise really easily. I walk around with bruises here, both sides of my stomach, and both of my thighs. Looking kind of crazy, but the only people that see it is me and my husband. But I mean, I care about what I look like in front of my husband. And he, like, the bruises was kind of like throwing him back, because to him that equals, oh, you're in pain, and he just didn't like it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want to do. But I do take his feelings and his opinions about things into consideration. But I have not documented on here what I've been drinking throughout the day. I'm going to do that today. Maybe that'll help me to be more mindful of my water. I should have known, the first red flag for me should have been when I noticed I was having dry mouth day before yesterday. I thought, well, that's odd. And me being my brain foggy self that I am, didn't even dawn on me even then that I had not been drinking my water. And yesterday evening, I think it was, I was really, really thirsty. And even then, I thought, okay, let me check my sugar. Let me check my blood sugar. Because usually I get really thirsty when it needs some adjusting. Nope. Wasn't that. It wasn't until about an hour ago that I realized. Crazy thing. You haven't been drinking your water. And yesterday, when I was really thirsty, I didn't even grab for my water, which was unusual for me. I wanted Diet Mountain Dew. So that's what I drank. It has 0 calories, 0 this, 0 that, but it has some sodium in it. Hold on. Pretty sure. And my body is really sensitive to sodium. That was one of the things that we tracked before. Oh, well, 70 milligrams of sodium for the whole bottle. So, I mean, that's not horrible. There's worse things that I could have. But, I don't know. Maybe it's one of the artificial sweeteners or whatever the artificial sweetener is in here that maybe my body is sensitive to. I don't know. But today, we are flushing it out. We're having some water. This is, I'm thinking this is the 18 ounce. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to have at least 4 of these. Push for 5. I'm going to have at least 4. I've already had 2 cups of coffee. And in one of those, my first cup, hold on. Here, I always come on here think I'm prepared, but obviously I'm not. My first cup, I put this multi-collagen protein in it. I know there's a lot of debate on collagen. Not so much now as there was whenever, it first started popping up on the scene. But for me personally, I knew it was working for me when I ran out of it. That's usually how you can tell pretty quick with something. I started using this, before weight loss surgery because I followed Dr. Axe. This is his company, by the way, his brand, on here. And I was just listening to his videos on all the benefits of collagen, and it's just a lot of information. I'm sure if you're on YouTube at all, you probably already know who he is. But I started using it then, and I continued to use it until I ran out. That was in 2019. I used it consistently up until about a year ago. And then I would just hit and miss, order it when I remembered it, type thing. But I noticed that my skin just isn't feeling the same, not just looking the same. Like it hadn't even been feeling the same. And so I'm racking my brain. What have I done different? How I do. And the only thing that I could think of was I had not been consistent with that collagen. So this actually has 2 containers in there because when you get it, it's not filled all the way to the top. So there was room in there for 2 of those, and I thought, well, I'm not going to run out of it this time. So I'm going to see how that goes and see if that makes a difference, and I'll keep you updated on that. Oh my God, I've been on here running my mouth for 30 minutes. Well, my eggs are surely cold by now, but it's fine. I'm still going to eat them. Okay, so I'm going to just show you little clips with me not talking of my food and drink for the rest of the day how I usually do. This is another reason why I can't come on here and talk to y'all. I either stumble over my words or can't think of what to say, or I don't know when to shut up. So I'm going to shut up now. Hope everybody's well. This is not the end of the video. I'm just going to check out now. Shut my mouth. Well, I ate it all. I worked up an appetite running this mouth for 30 minutes. Okay, y'all, so it's like 9:30-ish. This thing ain't gonna act right. Oh, 9:40. And you seen that I had just 1,200 steps in. So we're gonna track that throughout the day. Just through my normal daily stuff. Right, that's my daughter texting me. Also, it's Tuesday, and that's my active minutes from Sunday to today. So, like I said, I'm not a real sedentary type of person. There you have it. I also have my step, like stairs. Oh, there's my daughter again. Set for at least 5 times. Well, now it's not going to cooperate. Ooh, what does she want? Well, y'all. Okay, well, I usually go up the steps more than that. I need to clean them. On a given day, just laundry up and down, and if I don't, my steps are really squeaky, by the way, too, y'all. Look over that. If something happens and for whatever reason I don't, look at that. She needs to clean that. Anyway, if by some off chance that I haven't just naturally went up and down 5 times, and I see that I haven't, I go up and down until I hit 5 times. So, and I don't, what am I trying to say without making anybody mad? Not that I'm on here like trying to tiptoe around anybody, but I ain't on here trying to piss people off either, or rub anybody the wrong way. But you see a lot of people on YouTube like getting these little electric cleaners to do this, do that. That's fine, that's great, do that. I purposely don't have that because I look at cleaning my shower as an arm workout. Like, I'm just telling you that to show you that I'm not like a person that just don't do anything. Like, even when I go somewhere, if I'm driving, which is not often, I will park far away from the door because I see that as an opportunity to get steps. Just little things like that I've always done, even when I was overweight. So, or more overweight than what I am now. And so I'm just sharing that with you. It's like little things that I think of as I'm going throughout my day. Because I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I'm just over here not trying or whatever. I don't think that you should do that. Anybody should do that. Not be willing to put the work in no matter what tool or tools that you're deciding to use. Because eventually, no matter what it is, it's going to wear off. The weight loss surgery, as more time goes by, the more food you're going to be able to consume, the more variety of things you're going to be able to eat. The shots, I mean, they're trying to improve those as like a lifelong thing for the people who really need them for that long. It's like a maintenance thing. I know everybody has their feelings about that. I personally think that should be an option for people, because, I mean, you put somebody on blood pressure pills, and then their blood pressure is regulated. Do we take them off the blood pressure pills? No, we do not. So that's just my little 2 cents on the matter. So, And you're welcome to have your 2 or 10 cents or whatever it might be, as am I. So I was just showing you my stair count. So now I'm going to get back with my daughter. I forgot what I even came up here for. Yeah, I'm a mess. I'm telling you right now, I'm a mess. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this video up on its own. And then I will post my full week of all the things that I ate and now drank after today, since I got on here and talked so long on this video. So if you want to check out the full week of what I ate in my first week of Mounjaro, be looking for that by, I should be able to have that up by Friday. So thank you for watching, guys.